Hey everyone, here's a little update of what's going on. I just got done cleaning out the whole fuel system, dropped the tank, cleaned it. That crap right there came out of my fuel injectors. They're clean, ready to go. This is how dirty the inside of the tank was after I cleaned it. It's all flushed, ready to go. Cleaned my throttle body a little bit. It's completely ported. I try to knock out those little humps as best I can. Knocked out the cold start flap. And then here's the porting on the bottom. You can see how much more I opened them. Over factory. Damn bugs. My fuel pressure regulator, I got done cleaning it out. It's ready to go. Cleaned the fuel rail too. It's ready to go. Everything looks all nice and pretty. And as for the fuel, it was pretty much black. RTV was throughout the whole system. And if you ever get RTV in your fuel system, the B12 chemical is actually the best one. It actually got all the crap out of the tank, all the crap out of the rubber lines, hard lines. Then I got the air compressor and blasted everything out. For the hard lines, I sprayed the solution inside of it until it started coming out the other end. Let it sit for about 5-10 minutes. Applied more, and then ran the air compressor. Speaking of the damn thing, ran the air compressor up to 150 psi and blasted out both hard lines. Blasted out all the fuel lines, in and out, rubber lines, fuel rails, everything. Fuel pressure regulator, fuel filter. Pretty much cleaned everything else out with that chemical solution, and then blasted it with the air. You see that little crap right there? That's pretty much what's inside the whole fuel tank. Like, it actually made it through the strainer. I fucked up my fuel pump. I actually cleaned this with the chemical cleaner, so it looks a little bit better. This is the color it's supposed to be. The RTV and all the other crap was so nasty it changed this to almost black. Fried my D-Shorks pump. This was a good pump. The thing I found weird, it has a dead spot on it, because if you lay it on its side, put power to it, it comes on. But as soon as you straighten it up, it turns off. So, that's done. Got 5 gallons of 91 octane ready to go in. Just got to pre-mix it. And then, here's pretty much what the gas looked like. That was from pretty much the top of the tank. That's dirt. But as for all of this black particle shit, that crap right there, and all this was all inside my gas tank. When I actually got done draining the gas, this is what the inside of my gas tank looked like. It was a bunch of shit like this. When you wipe it up, it is literally RTV. That is pretty much RTV. Same thing with this over here. And another thing, when I actually drained it, this was like the last little bit, when there's like probably just a tiny little amount down at the bottom in here, like that much. When you actually shook it around like this, you actually see metal shavings float around inside of it. And that's kind of what all this light gray is all metal shavings. So it fried the pump. Like all that. It's pretty much metal shavings. So don't use RTV in your fuel tanks. You will regret it. I used it on a fuel filter, trying to use a little amount, but it still made its way back into there. That's how nasty the gas is. That one's kind of hard to tell because it's red, but let's look at one where the inside's nice and white. Now you can tell the color difference. That is some nasty ass gas. It turned my gas black. If you let it slush around enough, I'm pretty sure you can see some of the particles float up. This crap is nasty. That goes to show how well my car is running when it comes to ignition, fueling, and stuff like that, because even though I was getting fuel starvation, it was still trying to run. Compression tests pulled 110 psi for the back rotor, 105 for the front rotor. and it was about 95 to about 100 psi for 3 compression pulses, so the motor's good. Those do seem like kind of low numbers, but yet this engine does have an Atkins 2-piece apex seal kit in it with the side seals, solid corner seals, so they don't have that rubber plug. So until the engine heats up, you're not going to have proper compression. So with these seals being anywhere from 90 to 115 psi is good when it's cold. When it warms up, that's when you're actually going to get the true overall results of your psi. Just got to zip tie the fuel filter back in. Got all the lines ran to it. Put my injectors back in. Put this top intake manifold back together. Put the gas in it. Crack open the fuel pressure regulator or let it run throughout the whole system. I'm just going to turn the pump on without the injectors or anything being turned on. So if there is any leftover crap in the system, it's going to try to push its way into the tank and not into the injectors. But other than that, that's pretty much what's been going on. Still got to connect those. This is the only thing I like about RX-7. So almost every other car, 2000 and newer, you pretty much got to drop the fuel tank or cut an access panel. Same thing with trucks were. Vehicles from, I say, the late 70s to late 80s, they're smart enough to make an access panel like this. Makes it a hell of a lot easier. Because this fuel pump actually died on me when I pulled into the parking spot at my job, and I was able to have a family member show up with my bag of fuel pumps, swapped one in under like 10-15 minutes, and got back home. This is what the undercarriage looks like. It's a little dirty, but it's getting back together. I was going to paint the gas tank silver, but I'm kind of running out of time. I'm supposed to be in bed already because I work the night shift, so I'm kind of just putting it together later on. When I feel like redoing these fuel lines, I might paint the bottom of the tank. Still need the camber bar. None of the seals are leaking. Diff's holding up good. It doesn't seem to be leaking at all. I'm very pleased. I need to get a new rear seal on the back of the transmission because it leaks out the drive shaft. But everything under here looks pretty nice still. Still need to paint those heat shields. Go from bronze to gold. That's pretty much the color theme now. Is gold, black, and red. And then white. Ugh. So I still gotta redo a bunch. But it's a little update on what's going on. I have the car back together, and I'll probably shoot a video on my way to work tonight showing you guys how the car runs. Don't forget to like and subscribe.